Good morning, students. In the last session, we looked at the biography of John Dryden. John Dryden is prescribed for the students of BA Part 1 English Literature. We have two of his poems prescribed. One is Shadwell, which we will be doing now, and the other is Alexander's Feast. In this note, first I have given you the text of the poem, which you can read at your leisure. यानी कि जब आप इसको पढ़ेंगे तो आपको पोएम समझ में आएगी. अभी हम पोएम के बारे में डिटेल में कुछ पढ़ते हैं. इंट्रोडक्शन. जॉन ड्राइडन इज़ द स्पोक्समैन ऑफ हिज एज, यानी कि वो अपने युग की आवाज़ है. He is the greatest reasoner in verse. He is indeed a great satirist. वो व्यंग में ज़्यादा लिखते थे. Shadwell is an extract from his longer satire named Macflecknoe. उन्होंने एक लंबी कविता लिखी थी जिसका नाम है Macflecknoe. उसका एक हिस्सा है Shadwell. It holds an important place in the history of English satirical poetry. Shadwell is named after a notoriously bad poet and playwright. His name was Thomas Shadwell. He belonged to the 17th century. This man was not a first-rate author, but he was the poet laureate of England. उन्हें भी ड्राइडन के बाद शैडवेल को राजकवि बनाया गया था, जिसको इंग्लिश में पोएट लॉरिएट कहते हैं. ही हैड क्वारल्ड विथ जॉन ड्राइडन, यानी कि दोनों में झगड़ा हुआ था. ड्राइडन वॉज अ टोरी. इंग्लैंड में दो पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज़ थीं, टोरीज एंड विग्स. टोरी किंग को सपोर्ट करते थे, यानी कि राजा को सपोर्ट करती थी ये पार्टी, एंड जो विग्स थे वो डेमोक्रेटिक थे. डेमोक्रेटिक यानी कि प्रजातंत्र में विश्वास रखते थे. सो ड्राइडन वॉज अ टोरी एंड कैथलिक. शैडवेल वॉज अ विग एंड अ प्रोटेस्टेंट, यानी कि अब दोनों में मतभेद दो लेवल पे था. राजनीतिक स्तर पे भी दोनों अलग पार्टीज़ को बिलोंग करते थे और धार्मिक स्तर पे भी. दोनों थे तो क्रिश्चियंस, लेकिन ड्राइडन कैथलिक थे, लेकिन और शैडवेल प्रोटेस्टेंट थे. ही अटैक्ड ड्राइडन इन हिज सटायर द मेडल ऑफ जॉन बेज. शायद झगड़ा शैडवेल ने शुरू किया था जब उन्होंने अपना एक व्यंग लिखा था द मेडल ऑफ जॉन बेज, जिसमें उन्होंने ड्राइडन का मजाक बनाया था. Thus Dryden became very angry. In reply, he vehemently satirized Shadwell. इससे ड्राइडन को गुस्सा आया और बदले में उन्होंने मैकफ्लेक्नो पोएम लिखी, जिसमें उन्होंने जमकर खुलकर शैडवेल का मजाक बनाया है. In the present satire, Dryden portrays Shadwell as a literary dunce. Dunce means fool, यानी कि मूर्ख आदमी. He has been presented as a worthy successor of Flecknoe. Flecknoe was a third-rate writer. Shadwell bears the perfect image of Flecknoe in his dullness and stupidity. He is the epitome of nonsense. Epitome यानी कि best, nonsense यानी कि मूर्खता. So इस पोएम में ड्राइडन कह रहे हैं that Shadwell nonsense यानी कि मूर्खता की पराकाष्ठा हैं, बेस्ट उदाहरण हैं. इन हिज राइटिंग ही इज़ नेवर कन्विंसिंग. ही इज़ फॉन्ड ऑफ नीडलेस रेपिटिशंस. ड्राइडन हैज़ ब्यूटिफुली सैटराइज्ड शैडवेल्स फिजिकल स्ट्रक्चर एंड इंटेलेक्चुअल कंडीशन. उन्होंने उनके शारीरिक बनावट की भी मजाक बनाई है, क्योंकि शैडवेल बहुत लंबे चौड़े हष्ट पुष्ट आदमी थे. ही हैज़ अ वेरी फैट बॉडी. He is as coarse as Norwich drug jet. He has been presented as a creature that is free from all thoughts. So he is the fittest to be a successor to Flecknoe. वो सबसे बेस्ट हैं कि वो फ्लेक्नो के उत्तराधिकारी बने. He is the last prophet of tautology. Tautology का मतलब ही होता है repetition. Describing Shadwell's character, Dryden says, even I, a dunce of more renown than they, was sent before but to prepare thy way, and closely clad in Norwich drug jet came to teach the nations in thy greater name. Thus, Shadwell is a great satire. It is remarkable for its delightful tone. The tone is mock heroic and is full of pompous irony. This poem is written in heroic couplet in the iambic pentameter. Dryden has used it with great felicity. Its language and presentation is highly impressive. It suitably serves the purpose of the satirist. Here, Dryden has vehemently satirized the character of Shadwell. The design of the poem is very happy indeed. The central figure of the story is highly ingenious. Macflecknoe by John Dryden. Summary. Macflecknoe is the finest short satirical poem in which Dryden has treated Thomas Shadwell with humorous contempt. बच्चों यहाँ पर बता दें, आपके दिमाग में कोई कन्फ्यूजन मत रखना. मैकफ्लेक्नो एक लंबी कविता है जिसका एक अंश है शैडवेल, जो कि 32 लाइन का एक अंश है और वो हम पढ़ रहे हैं. ठीक है, तो मैकफ्लेक्नो वो पोएम है जिसमें से शैडवेल लिया गया है. Macflecknoe is both a personal and literary satire. Dryden presents Shadwell as a dull poetaster, a corpulent man, corpulent यानी कि a very fat man, बहुत मोटा आदमी, and a plagiarist यानी कि जो दूसरों की लिखाई को कॉपी करके खुद का नाम उसके पे डाल के उसको छपवाते हैं. Dryden uses the heroic couplet for satirical purposes. Dryden's Absalom and Achitophel was followed by his other piece, The Medal, which was answered by Thomas Shadwell in Medal of John Bayes, a coarse satire on Dryden. He decided to avenge himself on Shadwell, and Dryden fully revenged himself by the publication of Macflecknoe in 1682. पहले टॉमस शैडवेल ने मेडल ऑफ जॉन बेज नाम कविता में ड्राइडन पर व्यंग किया था, तो बदले में ड्राइडन ने मैकफ्लेक्नो नाम कविता लिखी थी 1682 में, और उसमें उन्होंने शैडवेल के चरित्र का हनन किया है. Macflecknoe is the first substantial mock heroic poem, and Thomas Shadwell is the hero of this epic. The poem illustrates the qualities of Dryden's satire: the fund of truth at the bottom, the skillful adjustment of the satire so as to make faults of the merits which are allowed, the magnificent force and variety of the verse, and the constant maintenance of a kind of superior contempt, never degenerating into mere railing or losing its superiority in petty spite. The poem opens with Richard Flecknoe's decision to abdicate the throne. Abdicate यानी कि राजगद्दी को त्याग देना, ताकि कोई और राजगद्दी पर बैठ सके, राजा बन सके, and to find a worthy successor. यानी कि रिचर्ड फ्लेक्नो को नॉनसेंस नाम के एक किंगडम यानी कि राज्य का राजा माना है, और अब वो बूढ़े हो गए हैं और वो अपने उत्तराधिकारी की तलाश कर रहे हैं. Flecknoe's name has already become a synonym for a fool. The name of his kingdom is Nonsense. Flecknoe's choice falls upon Shadwell. Among his sons, Shadwell is the fittest, meaning the best, most suitable, for he resembles him most in dullness. He never deviates into sense. Flecknoe deviates का मतलब है Shadwell हमेशा मूर्ख बने रहते हैं, वो कभी भी बुद्धिमानी वाली कोई भी बात नहीं करते हैं. इसलिए वो ही सबसे पर्याप्त या बेस्ट हैं नॉनसेंस प्रदेश या राज्य के राजा बनने के लिए। Flecknoe, with parental pride, dwells on his son's achievements. Shadwell has a goodly fabric that fills the eye. He is the master of repetition. He is a faithful follower of bad poets like Heywood and Shirley. Even Flecknoe, a dunce of more renown than they, is inferior to his son. He therefore concludes that his son, Shadwell, is the worst possible poet and thus deserves the crown of dullness. Flecknoe continues his eulogy of Shadwell's merits by referring to his pretensions as a musician. All arguments, Flecknoe points out, lead to the conclusion that for anointed dullness, Shadwell is made. Dryden's Mac Flecknoe is a satire on Dryden's contemporary and rival, the poet Thomas Shadwell. It is subtitled A Satire upon the True Blue Protestant Poet T.S. and हम जानते हैं कि T.S. का मतलब है Thomas Shadwell. The poem is a prototype of the mock heroic verse of the new classical age in English literature. Dryden imitates the stylistic tone and language of the epic poetry of antiquity, such as Homer's Iliad and Odyssey and Virgil's Aeneid, but applies it to subjects which are the opposite of the heroic characters and actions in those works. यानी कि ड्राइडन ने पोएम को जो स्वरूप दिया है, इस कविता को जो स्वरूप दिया है, वो तो एक महाकाव्य के तर्ज पर है। जैसे होमर जो एक आदिकाल के ग्रीक पोइट थे और उन्होंने इलियड और ओडिसी नाम के 2 महाकाव्य लिखे हैं, और वर्जिल जो कि एक लैटिन पोइट थे, उन्होंने एनियड नाम का वह महाकाव्य लिखा है। तो तरीका तो ड्राइडन ने इन्हीं होमर और वर्जिल की कविताओं जैसा ही किया है, लेकिन जो सब्जेक्ट है वो बिल्कुल विपरीत है। In Mac Flecknoe, instead of writing about heroes such as Achilles or Odysseus, Dryden creates a scenario in which he describes bad poets. First, the king of bad poetry, Mac Flecknoe himself, and then the man Mac Flecknoe chooses to be his successor, the equally incompetent Thomas Shadwell. Mock heroic technique emphasizes the dullness, insignificance, and mediocrity of its subjects by ironically using language that is totally inappropriate to them. One would think, for instance, from the opening couplet that Dryden is writing about great people or events. कविता की जो पहली 2 पंक्तियां हैं, जो पहला दोहा है, पढ़ने में तो एक बार ऐसा लगता है कि बहुत बड़े बड़े लोगों की वो बात करने वाले हैं। फर्स्ट 2 लाइन्स हैं पोएम की। All human things are subject to decay, and when fate summons, monarchs must obey. But instead of monarch यानी कि राजा, but instead of actual monarchs or heroes, Dryden goes on to describe incompetent writers. Incompetent यानी कि जो नाकाम हैं, जो कमज़ोर हैं, जो बेकार हैं। The poem is filled with topical allusions to the literary world of Restoration in England, much of which the modern reader must research in order to fully appreciate Dryden's satire. The actual Shadwell had become poet laureate, succeeding Dryden, who had converted to Roman Catholicism and thus become an outsider in English society. Thus, the subtext of his satire is a criticism not only of Shadwell himself, but by extension, the establishment, the English Restoration Society, of which Dryden had previously been an insider and a favorite. Mac Flecknoe and Dryden's poetry in general is significant more because of how influential it was than because of its inherent greatness. Alexander Pope, usually considered the most important poet of the New Classical, also called the Augustan period, idealized Dryden and was enormously influenced by him, especially in his own satiric works such as Dunciad. The heroic couplets, meaning the rhymed iambic pentameter, used by Dryden, became the standard for English poetry over the following century, as did the imitation of the poetry of ancient Greece and Rome and the mock heroic style. Macflecknoe is one of the first poems exemplifying these elements that characterize the neoclassical age in English literature. So, to summarize once again, Macflecknoe is the poet king of the realm of nonsense. After many years as ruler, however, it comes time for him to step down. Ultimately, he chooses his son Thomas Shadwell, a poet of unparalleled dreadfulness, as his successor. Shadwell is the worst writer in all the land and thus the perfect man for the job. Upon arriving in the city of August, that is London, Shadwell is crowned king of the realm of nonsense. Macflecknoe himself delivers a brief speech on his son's merits, or lack thereof, during the coronation. At this point, all the action pretty much stops as the poem devolves into a thinly veiled, full force condemnation of Shadwell's writing and character by the speaker. In the end, crowned and ready to rule in his father's footsteps, Shadwell is poised to sing poetry on an even lower level. यानी कि शैडवेल एक बार राजा बन गया तो उसके बाद वो पोइट्री यानी कि कविता लेखन को, कविता के स्तर को और ज़्यादा गिरा देगा. सब टाइटल, इस पोएम का जो सब टाइटल है वो है अ सेटायर अपॉन द ट्रू ब्लू प्रोटेस्टेंट पोइट T.S. ये सब टाइटल भी याद कर लीजिएगा बच्चों, आपसे सवाल पूछा जा सकता है बाद में. Dryden shows his cards from the get-go, meaning from the beginning, informing us that this poem is intended as satire. The subject of the satire, it would seem, is the unlucky fellow identified here as the true blue Protestant poet T.S., who is none other than Dryden's contemporary and rival. यानी कि वो उनके समकालिक थे, उन्हीं के समय में वो जीवित थे और राइवल यानी कि प्रतिद्वंदी भी थे. इंग्लिश पोइट एंड प्ले राइट टॉमस शैडवेल की बात हो रही है यहाँ पर. Dryden converted to Catholicism several years after the publication of this poem, which might have something to do with his criticism of Shadwell's religious preference as a gung-ho Protestant. Let us read on to see if he makes any more of this in the poem itself. Lines 1 to 2. अब हम line by line इसको समझने की कोशिश करेंगे. All human things are subject to decay, and when fate summons, monarchs must obey. Dryden begins with a lofty commentary on mortality. God and kings, his introduction to what we can only assume will be a grandiose epic of Homeric proportions. यानी कि हमें लगता है कि एक बहुत बड़ा महाकाव्य ये लिखने वाले हैं. As we will soon discover, the entirety of the poem is written in rhymed heroic couplets, typical of the epic style. यानी कि लिखने का तरीका तो वही है जो कि महाकाव्य में होता है. From this initial couplet, Dryden creates the atmosphere of an epic, a grandiose sort of gods and kings, in line with the tradition of poetic big names like Homer or Milton. यानी कि उनकी शुरुआत वो एक महाकाव्य लिखने की शुरुआत कर रहे हैं. Lines 3 to 6. This Flecknoe found, who like Augustus young was called to empire and had governed long. In prose and verse was owned without dispute through all the realms of nonsense absolute. This is not an epic. It is a satire written in mock epic form. Mock यानी कि mock epic का मतलब है कि एक महाकाव्य नहीं है, महाकाव्य की बनावटी रूप है उसका, mock epic. In these lines, we get a sense of the poem's true tone in all its biting, sarcastic glory. Here is our first appearance from the title character, one Mac Flecknoe, the monarch spoken of in line 2. This could be a reference to Richard Flecknoe, an earlier English poet likely of Irish origin. Flecknoe was regarded to be a poet taster, basically someone who writes bad poetry, known for having to pay to get his poems published. यानी कि फ्लेक्नो एक बहुत खराब कवि थे. Like Augustus, the first emperor of Rome, Flecknoe's rule was long and successful. But of course, Flecknoe's domain is not Rome, but rather domain यानी कि राज्य की सीमा, but rather the realms of nonsense. रोम शहर नहीं है या रोमन एम्पायर नहीं है. यहाँ पर उनका जो राज्य है वो है मूर्खता, of which he was the poet king. This distinction does not reflect well on his literary talents. Lines 7 to 14. This aged prince, now flourishing in peace and blessed with issue of a large increase, worn out with business, did at length debate to settle the succession of the state, and pondering which of all his sons was fit to reign and wage immortal war and with wit, cried, "'Tis resolved, for nature pleads that he should only rule who most resembles me." The end of our king's life is near, however, and it is time now for him to declare his successor to the throne. राजा बूढ़े हो चले हैं, जीवन के पड़ाव के अंत में हैं और अब उन्हें अपना वारिस या उत्तराधिकारी ढूंढ लेना चाहिए. He has been blessed with a large increase, that is ample brood of offspring, यानी कि उनके बहुत सारे बच्चे हैं, and he must choose which one of his children will inherit the kingdom. अब उन्हें अपने इन असंख्य बच्चों में से उस बच्चे को ढूंढना है जो इस राज्य पर राज करने के लिए सबसे उपयुक्त है. So how will he make this decision? वो कैसे चुनेंगे? He will choose the heir who is most like the king himself in wit and poetic ability, or as Dryden implies, lack thereof. यानी कि वो उस बेटे को चुनेंगे जो बिल्कुल उनकी तरह है, जिसके में बुद्धि है और कविता लेखन की कला है. असल में ड्राइडन इसका बिल्कुल विपरीत संकेत कर रहे हैं. Something tells us we are not exactly going to get Shakespeare as the next king. Lines 15 to 18. Shadwell alone my perfect image bears, mature in dullness from his tender years. Shadwell alone of all my sons is, who stands confirmed in all stupidity. We are now introduced to Thomas Shadwell, the hapless subject of Dryden's ire. Ire means anger. In his supreme dullness and stupidity, it is Shadwell alone who appears fit to inherit the throne from Flecknoe. The truth is, Shadwell and Dryden were once friends, but their relationship soured over several disagreements. Soured यानी कि कड़वाहट आ गई थी उनके संबंधों में. They had divergent political views. As Dryden supported the Stuart monarchy, यानी कि स्टुअर्ट परिवार के जो राजा थे उनको ड्राइडन ने सपोर्ट किया था, while Shadwell was a member of the opposing party called the Whigs. They had religious differences too, given Dryden's Catholic sympathies and Shadwell's Protestantism, and they had a running debate over the merits of Shakespeare and his contemporary Ben Jonson. Dryden was a Shakespearean fan, while Shadwell considered himself the leading student and heir to Ben Jonson's legacy. This festering, इसका अर्थ बोल्ड में दे रखा है। कंटेंशियसनेस, फेस्टिंग यानी कि जब कोई घाव में कीटाणु आ जाते हैं या जब कोई घाव संक्रमित हो जाता है। एंड कंटेंशियसनेस का मतलब है डिसएग्रीमेंट या मतभेद या बहस। बिटवीन द टू राइटर्स रीच्ड अ बॉइलिंग पॉइंट व्हेन शैडवेल पब्लिश्ड द मेडल ऑफ जॉन बेज इन 1682 which attract Dryden head on हेड ऑन यानी कि आमने सामने की टक्कर। ड्राइडन रिस्पॉन्डेड विद इन द ईयर विथ मैकफ्लेक्नो। शैडवेल ने द मेडल ऑफ जॉन बेज लिखा ड्राइडन पे व्यंग करते हुए। एक साल के अंदर अंदर मैकफ्लेक्नो नाम की पोएम ड्राइडन ने भी लिख डाली। अब की बार शैडवेल का मजाक उड़ाया गया। दो शैडवेल वुड गो ऑन टू रिप्लेस ड्राइडन एज पोएट लॉरिएट ऑफ इंग्लैंड, it seems that Dryden ultimately had the last laugh, given the legacy of Macflecknoe. Lines 19 to 24, the rest to some faint meaning make pretense, but Shadwell never deviates into sense. Some beams of wit on other souls may fall, strike through and make a lucid interval. But Shadwell's genuine night admits no ray, his rising fogs prevail upon the day. Back to the realm of nonsense, where Shadwell is undeviatingly daft and impenetrably dense. यानी कि वो हमेशा बुद्धू रहते हैं, डैफ्ट यानी कि मूर्ख या बुद्धू, और उनके जो मूर्खता है वो उसको कोई भेद नहीं सकता। वो टाइटली पैक्ड है। नो बीम ऑफ इंटेलिजेंस और विट कैन रीच हिम। बीम यानी कि रोशनी, बुद्धिमानी की रोशनी। इन हिज जेन्युइन नाइट, इन अदर वर्ड्स ही इज़ अ कंप्लीट मोरोन। मोरोन का मतलब होता है पूरी तरीके से मूर्ख व्यक्ति। Here, the irony present in Dryden's mock heroic style becomes especially clear. Dryden drops insult after insult, berating, meaning criticizing, the intelligence and substance of his victim, but in the lofty language and style that might be used to exalt यानी कि praise the many virtues of a Homeric hero, यानी कि वो भाषा जो कि किसी हीरो की प्रशंसा करने में की जाती है, वो उसी तरह की भाषा या तरीका ड्राइडन ने यहाँ पर शैडवेल के चरित्र की धज्जियाँ उड़ाने में किया है। Lines 25 to 32. Besides, his godly fabric fills the eye and seems designed for thoughtless majesty, though thoughtless as a monarch oak that shades the plain and spread in solemn state, and supinely reign, Heywood and Shirley were but types of thee, thou last prophet of tautology. He is thoughtless as an oak. Oak एक बहुत बड़े पेड़ का नाम है। Dryden, using a simile, says of Shadwell, यानी कि यहाँ पर शैडवेल को ओक पेड़ से की तुलना की गई है। ओक पेड़ बहुत विशाल होता है, बहुत बड़ा होता है, और शैडवेल का भी शरीर भी बहुत लंबा चौड़ा था, बहुत मोटे थे वो। वी गेस ही प्रोबेबली हैड मोर इंटेलेक्ट का मतलब होता है बुद्धि, दैन अ ट्री। ड्राइडन देन रेफरेंसेस टू अर्लियर इंग्लिश पोइट्स एंड प्ले राइट्स, जॉन हेवुड एंड जेम्स शर्ले. Neither of these two writers garnered much acclaim during their day. Garnered meaning gathered. Acclaim यानी कि popularity. ये दोनों writers या poets इन्होंने भी अपने जीवन काल में या उस समय में बहुत ज़्यादा प्रसिद्ध नहीं हुए थे. Presumably preparing the way for more lackluster writers to come. Lackluster यानी कि dull. A tautology is basically just a redundancy, the unnecessary repetition of information. यानी कि जब आप कोई भी सूचना बार बार दोहराते हैं क्योंकि आपके पास कुछ और नहीं होता है लिखने के लिए, उस तरीके को, उस प्रक्रिया को टॉटोलॉजी कहते हैं. और ये इल्ज़ाम ड्राइडन ने शैडवेल पे लगाया है. शैडवेल पे ही नहीं, जॉन हेवुड एंड जेम्स शर्ले पे भी लगाया है. Dryden accuses these poets, most importantly Shadwell himself, of bad, illogical writing. So, हमने पोएम को लाइन बाय लाइन समझने की कोशिश की है. अगले सेक्शन में हम उसका एनालिसिस देखेंगे। थैंक यू फॉर नाउ।